Okay, my name is Joanna, and I'm a Kwame. I'm a Monetary and Evaluation Officer with Node 8. And as you already know, we are here for a key informant interview to aid our baseline study. So we'll start with you introducing yourselves. Tell me your name, how long you've been working with the organization, and the current role that you play, and then what inspired you to join this organization, and what inspires you as an organization to promote the interest of young people or youth in school. So let's start with John.
Thank you very much, Node for this opportunity. I am John Amegashie-Viglo. I am the Executive Director of Youth Impact Implement and the Speaker of Youth Impact Parliament. So with respect to the role, I play a lot of roles in this organization. Having been the bedrock, I play a lot of fundamental roles. Apart from my constitutional role as Executive Director, managing the entire movement, and then Speaker of Parliament, presiding over the House, directives to committees, and prescribing disciplinary actions to MPs. I equally do a lot of social media management for the group so that we can publicize our MPs. This group was founded in 2021. Since 2021, we have been operational and have been part of it all. So for me, I have been part since 2021.
Thank you for the opportunity. I am Cyril Kekeli Amevor, a clerk to the parliament, a youth impact parliament. Okay, I've joined the parliament at the second session. That was in 2022. And what drive me to join was my volunteerism, that spirit of being able to volunteer, to participate in voluntary activities and also.
Okay, so with respect to what inspired us to promoting youth interests and activities is for the fact that the youth need to be projected for the future. You know, the youth have a lot of competencies, and if they are not given an opportunity to display their competencies, they will not be seen as tried and tested for a role. Now, Youth Impact Parliament is about providing that opportunity, training them, and providing that opportunity for them to demonstrate their skills, thereby proving to whoever needs that as evidence of their capabilities and capacities. That is basically why we are doing this, to promote the youth, to put them and outdoor them to the world that they are ready to take up leadership roles. Although majority of the things that we do is basically on political leadership, but political leadership basically extends to even workplaces, to even extends to families, because you as the family head, there are some things that we think that you need in order to best lead your family.
Right. Thank you very much. So you are saying you do this because you feel the youth have potentials that you want to help them develop and use. Okay, so next thing I want to do, in your opinion, what do you think is the most pressing need of young people in Go? I mean, briefly, if you look at who in of your political moves that you've been doing, what do you think this thing, I would say the most pressing needs for young people in Go?
Thank you very much for the question. The most pressing need for youth in Ho is opportunities. Okay, the youth need opportunities to make the impact that they have been born to do. Most of the encounters of the youth is that it's like they say you are young, let the old control. You too, you grow one day. Let the old control, you grow one day. And due to that, opportunities that they can harness is being captured because the older of the view that you too, you grow some. You too, you grow some. And then by the time they get old, the young, the people who they are older than, are equally fighting for the same opportunities that they took away from them. And then that is how the cycle continues.
Right.
And the youth in whole, obviously, are suffering from that. Now, the opportunities expand to all sectors of life and workforce. It is not only political leadership. It also extends to even job, businesses, church leadership, and then all those, name them. It extends all the, wherever you are, whatever aspects, even in businesses, they'll tell you that you are not, oh, this person has been here for long, he has this and that, he can do this, you wait, you till you grow some, and then you have that opportunity. That is the issue that I am convinced that the youth of Ho are having an issue with, or they have that as a problem.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So Cyril, what do you think? What do you think that are pressing needs of young people in Ho? What are the things young people in Ho need?
As my speaker was saying, the opportunities.
Opportunities.
Some of us they have the zeal, but the opportunity to exhibit those zeal are not there.
So what kind of opportunities, specifically, do you think young people in Ho need?
For now, I can say if we are given a leadership, we are growing. We have to take charge of that leadership.
Opportunity to lead.
Opportunity to lead.
Okay.
For you having that zeal, we are fresh, we are new in the system, you have to know all this. After the finish growing, the energy that you input to help activate or increase productivity will be more than the one that the elder will be using.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from now, Jones has mentioned that the opportunities young people in Ho need include jobs and an environment to run businesses. You are also saying opportunity to lead.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, what do you think can be done? This no opportunity challenge that we have. What's something that you think can be done to address it briefly?
Yeah. So basically, I'm aware that there are a lot of opportunities, but when they come around, some of them are being blocked. Number two, communication is inadequate. Publicity is poor. So the youth don't even get to hear of this. And even of the ones that they hear of, it is a tedious process. Protocol has stepped in. And even when they hear of it, it gets so difficult to harness such an opportunity. The ones that are even government-led, it will shock you that party lines are being told. So if you are not in that party, you are not even considered as a possible candidate for that. So perhaps the dynamic should be made a little bit more flexible. I'm aware that when there are a lot of applicants, they will have to shortlist them. That is why Youth Impact Parliament is giving them what? Values, to add value to them, so that when it comes to shortlisting, they will be seen as having been competent to be considered.
Okay.
Yes.
So you are saying that it is that the publicity is not there, awareness is not there. When opportunities come, they don't know of it.
Yeah.
So it should be increased. If there's an opportunity, the awareness, the publicity created around it should be increased.
Yes.
Okay, now the next thing we want to know is how does your organization, YIP, how do you respond to the needs of young people in Ho? So you see that young people in Ho, this is what they need, this is what they need. How is your organization responding to that need?
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. So basically, we satisfy a niche need, okay? Because there are a lot of organizations that are best at doing this and they contribute for this to be done. Though another organization also contributes for that to be done. So for Youth Impact Parliament in specific, the need that we are capable of handling is the creation of opportunities for identification, exposure given to youth to resound that they are competent for positions, they are competent to lead, they are competent to be considered to handle. That is what we do. We are solving the problem of projecting youth to be seen as competent enough to lead or to do whatsoever that they need an evidence that you can do. Because seeing is believing. If the person has not seen anything to testify that yes, you can do, you wouldn't have any reason to lobby that you should be given. Right. And that is what we are doing. We are creating the opportunity to pose them out as being competent to do that.
So you basically build the capacity of young people in Ho to lead. That's what YIP you do.
Yes.
Young people in Ho build your capacity, go and lead.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's not only we are not centered in Ho. We only operate in Ho,
right,
but we extend to all arms of Ghana.
Okay, but we want to know what you do, especially in Ho here.
Yes.
So we are limiting our conversation to Ho.
Yes,
You know
yes.
you are big and you're outside. Okay. So the next thing I want to know is, are there any partnership collaborations between you and the whole municipal assembly and or other youth organizations, with schools, communities? Do you have any partnerships with the municipal assembly, other schools, other communities to implement your activities?
Okay.
Let's know about it.
Thank you very much for this question. We are actually a young group, so we don't have a lot of partnership and collaborations. But for you, for Home Municipal Assembly, we are known to them and we are equally in their books. That is why they are able to help us by giving us their venue for us to do what we do. Yes, so for Home Municipal Assembly, we are indeed close to them. And also, we are registered with the National Youth Authority. So when opportunities come as well, they open their arms to us for us to equally partake in it. Yes. Apart from that, we don't really have any MOU with other groups as well.
Okay, so just that you have some kind of friendship with the municipal assembly such that they give you a space to host your sittings.
Exactly.
And then you are also registered with the National Youth Authority.
Yes. Yes.
And when there are opportunities, they let you know.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So for the records, we are open for collaborations. All groups that are around that they want to partner us or have an MOU with us, we are open to do so. Yes.
That's good. Now, in your own opinion, how can NGOs and youth-led organizations play an active role in the decision-making process in Home when it comes to decision-making in Home? What do you think young people, NGOs, groups like you can do to actively partake in the decision-making process?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. I'll answer some and then you give some. So, as a matter of fact, there is an entire governance structure that is being gazetted. That is in the Constitution of Ghana and extend to the Local Governance Act. And we cannot do anything in exception of those fundamental laws of the country. It states clearly what is to be done, how is to be done, and how is to go. So what we can do with respect to that is when there is an opportunity for us to fit in, we fit in and add our take. For governance, you are aware that the municipal is governed by the municipal chief executive, subject to the approval and control of the municipal assembly, composed of assemblymen and women elected from electoral areas. And in addition to that are some few appointed people by the president. And obviously, there is no seat for youth organizations clearly in the Local Government Act. Right. So what we do is, if anything, we can influence some of the assembly members. If we want them to do this, we want them to do that. We can influence and convince them and lobby so that when they go and they hold their sittings, they can ensure that this is done. But we as a structure cannot fit in because the law does not allow for that. That is what I'm saying. When there is an opening elsewhere, we fit in and then add our take.
Okay. For me, I always cite an example. In the National Parliament, opportunities given to the youth. Sometimes when a debate in the Parliament, it's also bring their inputs. So through that, you can also make our inputs.
So you are saying they should give opportunity to young people during debates to make their inputs. Okay, thank you very much. And can you cite any success stories in Home of your impact or any youth-led organization that you know? Maybe you started an initiative, you started a project and it was a success, it worked. It doesn't have to be big, whether it's small, whether it's medium, whether it's big. Can you recall anything like that?
Oh, okay. One of the things that we can cite is that because what we do is transparent and projected, our people are able to cite them as evidence and then they use them to table for appointments, promotions. And if they are lobbying to come and hold an elected position, they obviously use our name as having held a position or serving in a capacity in our house. And that basically led to SRC presidents, SRC vice presidents, executive speakers, and chief justices coming from our groups. That is for student leadership. And within the youth zone too, people have carried our name in making applications to joining international groups, United Nations, and then all those, and they have been successful. Also, some of our members are actually going for assemblymen and then all those, and then they use our name. So our impact is still ongoing. In whole year, our impact is still ongoing. It's not like we don't hold a program and then stop, one-time program. The impact keeps on going, and we keep on hearing testimonies.
So you can reference them with their names and
everything. Yes, we give attestations and recommendations as well to our members. So our impact is still ongoing. Yes, it doesn't stop. But we have held not less than 15 virtual leadership seminars that are all recorded. And we have someone from Accra who has attested to the fact that he has learned a lot of things from watching our virtual leadership seminars. If not for youth empowerment, we wouldn't have even known about the existing issues leading to the limitations of government. You know, some of them sit down and they think it is the responsibility of the member of parliament to provide developmental needs for their community, not knowing that it is the duty of the municipal chief executive, upon directives of the regional minister or a sector minister, with the grassroots appointing authority being the president. They don't know. So they all go heckle their members of parliament, whilst they are not the people who are expected to do that. Members of parliament are legislators. Right. So our impact, that is one identifiable testimony being given by Daniel Sarkodie Manfo, who is in Accra, that has testified to one of our impacts. Yes, so our impact keeps on going. It is not a one-time. Yes.
Right. So in your opinion, what would you suggest as innovative or effective approaches for individuals and groups, especially young people, to partake in the governance of school? What would you suggest that young people and young and youth-led groups should do to enable them to take part in the governance of school? Because their voice, like you mentioned earlier, they have potential, their voice needs to be heard. So if you were to suggest we do this, suggest we do that, so that we will actively partake in the governance of school, what would you say?
I'll give my points and he'll give his.
Right.
The first and paramount point that I'll suggest is we have to take advantage of one opportunity government has provided. Under the National Youth Authority, government has provided for the establishment of municipal youth parliaments, regional youth parliaments, and the national youth parliament. And the municipal youth parliaments are formed by youth-led or youth-organized groups that are registered with the municipal secretaries of National Youth Authority. So when you register, then they will form the youth parliament, of which whatever we do or debate, the MC is being informed per the minutes of the sitting. Yes. So I want to encourage youth-led groups and youth groups to register with the National Youth Authority for us to compose that youth parliament. There we can debate the issues around whole municipality, and then whatever we debate and we take a decision on, those resolutions will be made known to the municipal chief executive and the entire municipal assembly administration. And there our voices can be heard and our impacts can be seen. That is where we can have a stronger voice through the municipal youth parliament, because it is statutory. It is in the Act for National Youth Authority that those municipal assemblies be established, their functionality and relevance. So if we want our relevance to be seen as youth groups in the whole municipal, we have to come together to form that youth parliament where we can take decisions, and those decisions to be communicated to the municipal assembly as well as the municipal chief executive. Right. That is in my opinion.
Right.
As you have said, from that we can also engage in volunteering activities to give us more exposure. Like the Youth Impact Parliament, it's not a place where they pay you, it's out of voluntary. So when you volunteer and you come around, I've learned a lot from the volunteerism. I was able, I've been groomed, how to know about the parliamentary rule, the norms, all those stuff. So through that, I have experience, so I can able to make impact in the decisions that we held at the regional parliaments and the youth parliament that they organize.
Right. Now I think you have the capacity to engage, because like he said earlier, if I don't know that it's not my MP that's supposed to provide development, I'll just go to my MP and anyway, I'm supposed to go to my NC. So we are saying if you volunteer, you gain the experience, and then to enable you to engage better. Okay, that's great. Okay. So can you cite any, do you know of any initiative where young people in the whole came together and advocated or spoke up, and then whatever they wanted to do was done for them? Or right now we are not active, we are just now young people in the whole. Do you know of any event like that? Young people came together, spoke up, and then whatever they were advocating for was attended to.
Well, I'm aware of a number of demonstrations and petitions that have been presented to the MC and the regional minister in Ho here. But as to the implementation of those, I have nothing to testify to that.
Right.
But I'm aware of a number of them, some of them of which the National Youth Authority even partaked in it and even facilitated the entire presentation of petition to the regional minister and the MC. But as to whether those things were done, I do not have any evidence to show for. Yes, but I'm aware that the youth of Ho do not sit down there and then, they make efforts. Yes, there are some organized groups that lead some of this. Yes, and then they do. I think just recently, was it in August or July, they did one, they presented a petition to the regional minister upon the advocacy of a right, one particular right. I don't have the details with me, but I'm aware that the youth of Ho do not sit down and then just sit down and then make rhetorics and then all those. No, I'm aware they make an effort.
Right. So now that you've told us what innovative ways you think youth can take to partake in the governance of Ho, now we want to ask you, how do we increase their understanding? What would you suggest? What programs and awareness-raising activities do you think should be implemented to increase their understanding of local governance? Because like I was saying, instead of going to your MP to go and say, oh, my school, my road, my this, go to your MT. How many people know that? So what are your suggestions? What should be done to increase the understanding of local governance among young people in Ho?
Okay, I'll speak and then you give his take on it. The NCCE, the National Civic Education, right? Yes, they have that role of educating the entire citizenry on what government does. But as a matter of fact, their voices are not loud because they are few. So all we can do is we can collaborate with them to do so. Apart from even without collaborating with them, we can organize capacity building programs as we already do. We can do that. We can equally organize jams and then all those. And when they come, we tell them. Because it is jams that they want to come. Lots of youths will come. The crazy ones will also come. So at the jams, then we'll give them the information that they need to hear for us to do so. Because a very small number of youths are determined enough to know that seminars and all those build your capacity. The rest of them, if it is not Shatawale coming or call them, they will not come. Right. So for us, it is not an entertaining activity. So the innovative thing we can do is that we can do a two-way type of entertaining activity. Part one is the entertainment. Part two, we give them the dull and boring seminars that they need. After that, we end with entertainment. They will come. The numbers will come. So at West, item 13. Item 13, okay. They will come. Okay. Free bazaar, they will come. Then we tell them what they need to know. Yes.
That will be a sandwich something.
Yes.
We have your jams, you do your political education,
exactly.
jam again.
Exactly. They will come.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, Cyril, what would you have to add?
Sure. For us to make that thing known to them, when we look at majority of the youth, they mostly stick with their phones or TV.
Okay.
So if there'll be an ad that will serve as the information. So let's say you go to social media and those ads that pop out.
Right.
Those educative apps can be added to those platforms or TV stations to educate them.
Right. Thank you very much. Now let's come back to YIP. How do you see your role as a youth-led group? How do you see your role in building the capacity of young people and in bringing change in Ho? Do you think there is more work to be done? As YIP, what are you currently doing? Do you think there's more work to be done? What role are you playing in building? I mean, you've mentioned something like that earlier. But then, Sarah, I want you to go into details. What's your role? What are you doing to build the capacity of young people in Ho? And do you think there's more work to be done? So who's taking Jones?
Okay, let me start first. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Regardless of what we are doing, there is still more work to be done. Because what happens is that there are generations upon generations upon generation. A generation can be seen as a year birth group. That can be seen as a generation. And a batch can be seen as, let's say, a functional year or a calendar year. And even when you train a batch, another batch you need to come down, you have to keep on training. All we do is that every year we dissolve our old house and then we form our new house. And we take them through all the necessary skills, publicize them, outdoor them, and then they practice, they get better, they add things, we give recommendations, and then all those.
So they come in for a year. You come to YIP for a year.
Yes.
They are taking through 1 year of training.
Yes.
What
Yes.
kind of training?
So what happens is that some majority of them only go for a term, but others want to continue again and they reapply, and then they are being given opportunity to continue serving as youth MPs.
So a term is a year?
Yes, a term is a year, from August to August of the next year. Yes, so for for instance, we do orientation on your role, we educate you, we bring resource people to come and speak to you, then we hold sittings, you speak, you tell us your issues, it's recorded, it's being projected, you get better. By the end of the year, that transformation is being given to you. And if you want continuity,
You continue.
yes.
So you are basically training people as parliamentarians. Is that what you do?
Yes,
They come in and you are trained as a parliamentarian.
they are trained as a parliamentarian, but not all of them are aiming to reach Parliament of Ghana.
Okay.
But the skill of a parliamentarian
Parliamentarian
extends
was-
to all aspects of life.
Right.
Yes, because the etiquettes that we are teaching there, if you have them in business development, you'll be able to treat your customers so knowing that they are the nerve of your business. Parliamentarians.
So basically, when you come to YIP, you are trained as a parliamentarian. All the skills you need to be a parliamentarian, that's what you are given. But then
Yes.
you know that those skills are transferable and you can use
Exactly.
them. Okay.
Exactly.
So 1 year parliamentarian training.
Yes, 1 year. We publicize you, so if you want to continue, we apply again. Our applications are actually free. We don't charge for the forms, vetting is free, and then all those. It is when you enter that when there is a levy, you pay. But our forms are completely free.
That's right.
Yes, our forms are completely free.
Okay. Right. So this goes to both of you. Do you know of any other vibrant, they are active youth-led organizations or NGOs in Ho? Which youth-led organizations and NGOs in Ho do you know?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sure you also know some. So I'm aware of the Gabins Network. I'm aware of Node 8 as well, the Rotary Club, the Lions Club as well. I'm aware of Love Aid Foundation, and then a whole lot of foundations that are coming up. I'm aware of the United Nations Youth Association, the Volta Regional Secretariat. I'm aware of International Youth Network for United Nations Security Council 2250, or they also have a Volta Regional Secretariat. And then,
All in Ho here.
yes, there are lots of
Still, you
groups.
have more? Or?
Osborne Care.
Yeah, yes, Osborne Cares Foundation.
Oh wow, and they are all youth-led in Ho.
They're all youth-led in Ho.
Wow.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
I also raise one.
And
Oh, okay.
In fact, you
No,
talk
wait,
about the
go
political.
over them again. Okay, let's have yours.
They
Yes.
have the Lions Club.
Lion.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's go. No, you keep
They have the
talking.
Rotary Club.
Okay.
The Osborne Care.
Yeah, Osborne Cares
Osborne Care
Foundation.
Foundation.
Osborne Care.
Yeah.
Osborne, not Osborne.
No, Osborne.
Oh,
Osborne
I see.
Cares Foundation. Yes. Then United Nations Youth Association, Volta Regional Secretariat.
Oh. United Nations Youth Association.
Volta Regional Secretariat.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Of which Joshua Tete is part of them, I'm aware of that.
Okay.
Yes, yes. And then there's another one, IYNUNSCR 2250, which is International Youth Network for United Nations Security Council. Resolution. Yes.
Resolution 2215.
Yes.
50.
Yes. It's a very long name, so you can just write IYNUNSCR 2250.
2215.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes, yes. They have a Volta
Any
Regional
more?
Secretariat. And then talk about the political youth-led groups as well.
Political.
So TESCOM, TEIN,
We have a team.
on all
That's
the
NPP and APC.
yes,
Okay.
they are also youth-led groups
Right.
on the tertiary campuses.
Right.
as well as the statutory institutional ones, which are the S houses. They are equally youth-led groups,
Okay.
but they are tailored on. They tailor all their provisions on their members.
Right.
Which are they are equally youth-led groups. So collaborations can be done with all of them for one goal, because at the end of it all, it's our building capacity for the youth.
Okay, and talking about that, in your opinion, this one I'll start with Cyril. In your opinion, we've mentioned a lot of youth-led groups in Whole Hill. In your opinion, do you think there's collaboration with them? Is there synergy, or everybody wants to be the king? So let's do our own. They should do their own. Do you think there is collaboration?
Thank you for the opportunity. I would say yes, there's collaboration between them. Proud to the last time we put an initiative concerning our donation itself. Some of these mentioned organizations, youth-led organizations, come on board to support. We also did the blood donation the last time, and some of these same youth-led group also come around to support. So there's that kind of cooperation now.
Right. Did you have to invite them, or they just heard of it and reached out?
So sometimes you have to save them. Sometimes whenever they see the flyer, they're like, oh, let me partner with you, then take it from there.
So the last two initiatives you partnered on was pad donation and blood donation. Some of these organizations came around and did that. Okay, Jones, what do you think?
So to add on to that, per the law, it is National Youth Authority that is supposed to create that synergy.
Okay.
And that synergy
between
is
the
supposed
youth groups.
exactly. It's supposed to be created with the municipal youth parliament, because that is where the representatives of all these youth groups come together as one to speak on matters bordering youth in the municipality. Yes, and I'm aware that the National Youth Authority, Home Municipal Secretariat, is working on that. So I think very soon that youth parliament will be inaugurated to do so. Because with that, when all of them come together from that youth parliament, they get to know themselves more, and more of these collaborations can be effected. But as of now, it's just few that know. So maybe when you hear, you come. When they serve later, you come. But I believe with that NYA Youth Parliament initiative being done, the synergy would improve.
So if you were to score the collaboration between youth-led organizations in whole out of 100, what score would you give it? If you were to score the current collaboration that exists between these youth-led organizations, what would you score out of 100?
Well, for me, I'll give 55.
55, okay.
Yes,
And
because at the end, they are equally transparent. They share their poster around, and you get to see. So when you make an effort, you get to participate. It's not like they are secretive.
okay.
Yes. So, but it will reach 90 when the synergy is more of you. When we are all on one platform, you send the poster there. We are all in phone. You send letter to all of us, and we all come around. That is when it will reach 90.
Right.
But as of now, to me, it's at 55.
What would you score, Cyril? 40.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, there's more work to be done.
Yeah, there's more.
Okay. Why are you scoring it 40?
As my speaker said, there's a lot of work that we need to do. That kind of cooperation where information will be sent to one platform, like we all be on one platform now. I'm trying to do this, then like, okay, yeah, all our way. Not that I'll pull the flyer before you see
by
it.
chance, then
Then before you be like, I want to cooperate. That means I have to go back and do taxes to that flyer. But we are all on one platform and I'll post it there first. Any correction they will do it, then like, okay, you also join, then I'll add all the partner organization before sending it out to the public domain.
Right, so you need a central place for all youth-led organizations. Now let's wrap up with this. How do you perceive the socio-political environment in whole, complementing the work of NGOs? When you look at the social and political environment in whole, does it give youth-led organizations the opportunity to thrive, or there is hostility, there is opposition? If you try to do something, it is stifled, or the environment is there, the friendliness is there, what would you say? What would you say the socio-political environment in whole is like for you as a youth-led organization? Who's taking it first?
Okay, thank you very much. For me, I think the socio-political environment is enabling, it is encouraging, because there is no social conflict between the youth groups. There is no political conflict between the youth groups. The only thing we need is the harmony for collaborations. That is the only lacking thing. But conflict-wise, disputes rise. There is nothing like that. It's not like we are holding the program and then husband will come and destroy your stuff, come and speak bad about you. So there is no conflict with respect to social and then political, with respect to the synergy in that environment. But when there is a central place of communication, I believe it will be more enabling and more inspiring for the fact that when you are doing a program, all of them will be there to support you. Yes, so am I to rate it?
Yes, if you were to rate how enabling the environment is, how would you rate it?
I'll give it 70.
70. Okay, Cyril, let's hear from you. You think the socio-political environment in whole enables youth-led organizations to thrive? Why? And how much score would you give it?
Okay, I'll use the YIP as an example.
Okay.
The YIP, we don't have any political flag or color attached to it.
Right.
Be part of Tesco or T or NDC or other political party. We are all welcome. And when we get to municipal, although we know the party that the municipal executive, chief executive belongs to, he still doesn't put on that color before giving us opportunities. He look at us as a youth,
Right.
and give us opportunities for us to execute whatever we have.
Right. So there's no hostility. Right. So if you were to rate the environment, social political environment you have,
Our rate is 80.
80. Okay. That's nice. Any other thing we want to add? Is there any idea, information that you'd like to share about youth development in
Well, for me, I would call for more collaborations, more inclusion, more participation, and then more involvement of the government of Ghana in our activities.
Right.
As a matter of fact, they know that in the future the youth will take control.
Right.
They know. So they are not running away from that. You know, one amazing thing is that they were all youths before they actually grew up. That's one funny thing. They cannot tell me that they were giving birth to straight to 40 years. Obviously, they were youths before. So they understand what is going on.
Right.
Yes, but perhaps some of them are trying to establish control and they turn up doing whatever they are doing.
Okay.
Yes, so for me, I just want to encourage more participation, more control. And when the NYE calls all of them to come with their reps, they should present their reps and see it as a priority.
Right.
All the youth-led groups
Right.
should register with NYE at the municipality so that they can be part of this youth parliament of the municipal under NYE. And then when we discuss issues, the MCU will take it into consideration and work on it for us. That is how we can be part, because when we give them minutes and we serve the presiding member of the assembly, when they are discussing, they would obviously report that the municipal youth parliament has met and they discussed this for our consideration on our members. Anything to talk of. Yes, it will surely reach their decks.
You mentioned earlier that this is a constitutional provision that at the regional level or municipal level, youth parliaments be formed.
Yes.
Okay.
Formed out of youth-led groups registered with National Youth Authority. Yes, yes.
Right.
So we need to harness that opportunity in order to be part of the governance system.
Right. Do you pay to register your organization at the NYE?
It's just a very small token. I think when I did it was around 70. And then to renew, it was just some 30 to 40 cities. It's very cheap.
Right.
Yes, it's very cheap.
Cyril, anything you want to add? Your last words?
Well, I said it all.
He said it all. Okay.
Yeah. So my last word, Youth Impact Parliament, Youth Impact Movement is ready for collaborations. We invite you all. If you want to be a youth MP, just go and then you see the applications there. Yes, yes. We are open for you all to come and join. Feel free and approach us. Thank you very much.
All right. It's been nice having you, Youth Impact Parliament.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.